On this week's Tuesday Talk, we are answering a question left by one of you awesome commenters, and that is there anything that worked living in the Airstream while you were stationary that just doesn't really work now that you're on the road? And we've come up with a few.
I think we have. Oh, I'm starting. Okay. So first and foremost, showers. Now, those of you who we have met or eventually will meet will be glad to know we do take showers.
We do, yes.
However, those showers may not come every day, especially when we're boondocking. When we're in a campsite with full hookups, we either take a shower every day in our rig, or if they have bathroom facilities, we'll typically use those. But I mean, most of the time we're out in the middle of nowhere without any hookups at all. So we really conserve water. We take maybe a sponge bath in the morning, but I mean, we're not exactly dirty people, so we can go 2 or 3 days and take a shower every third day or so, and generally be okay with that.
And the showers that we take every third day are military or Navy showers. They are not what we would do if we had a shower at home or full hookups.
For sure. Yeah, and we have a water video that you can watch for more details about that.
Yes.
We don't yet have the Oxygenics shower head, so there is that. And our dog is sneezing like crazy because she's eating
Penny.
grass
Penny.
off to the side of the camera. So strange.
Next.
On to you.
Errands are a little bit different. So when we were stationary, we knew where we were, obviously, and so we would go grocery shopping twice a week at a local grocery store. And so I'd plan my meals and go twice a week, and that way we didn't have to stuff the fridge full or anything like that. We just had this plan. Well, that doesn't really work when you're traveling all the time, because
It's true.
It can be hard to get to the store twice a week.
Much less store all that stuff.
And store all the stuff, and then you don't know what grocery stores you have around you, and some don't have everything you need. And so we did some things like we talked about with our planning and preparing, that we shop at Walmart if we can, because we know there's a lot of stuff there that we like. But for instance, where we are right now, there's no Walmart near us, so we had to go to a local grocery store, and they had most things.
They have decent stuff, yeah.
But one of the big changes is the fact that we're not going the same day every week like we were. We're going every 5 or 6 days, but it's completely dependent on when we're going to be in a town. And we could go longer, we could go shorter. And we store a lot of dry goods, canned goods that we can eat when we start getting low on our veggies, if it's taking a little while to get to a grocery store. So a little bit different in that aspect of planning. Mm-hmm. And along the same lines, when we were stationary, we knew our area. We knew how long it was going to take to get places. We knew where things were. We knew what the roads were like. So when we did tow the Airstream, we knew which on-ramps were longer and which on-ramps were shorter and things like that, where the construction was.
That's a big one.
We don't know any of that now because we're traveling all the time. And there's some apps that you can look at to make sure that you don't have too low of a bridge clearance, but it doesn't tell you that the highway off-ramp is going to go from 65 to 25 in a very short period of time, which is something that you'd like to know when you're towing a
that might be
10,000-pound Airstream.
Yeah.
So that's another thing, that when we were stationary, we could kind of plan things out, plan a route based on our preferences, and now we can't really do that because we just don't know.
We just don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know the environment. And that's part of the fun, but that's also part of the learning, I guess. Because every place we go to, it's new. So if you walk your dogs a certain path, or if you take walks in a certain path, these are safe areas. You've been down them. You know exactly what's around the corner. It's all very familiar to you when you're stationary. But when you're traveling full time like we are learning these things every single time we move. So we do the best we can. If something looks sketchy, of course we won't venture into that area.
It takes
but
all
you
of
just
us.
don't know. You have no idea.
No, and it takes all of us. So we've talked about how it takes Penny, our big dog, a little bit of time to get used to a new camp spot. She'll stay in the Airstream. She won't really venture out. And then now it's starting to take less and less time. A few hours, and
we open the door and she jumps out.
She feels
now.
more comfortable. Not quite that much, but yeah. But the same thing happens with us. The first time we leave the girls in the Airstream at a new camp spot, there's a little bit more jitters because we haven't left them there before, and it's just something new. So when we were stationary, that would be fine. We'd be like, oh, we're running to the store, it'll be 20 minutes, leave the girls, don't even think about it. But now it's just different depending on where we are.
Yeah, I wouldn't say things or anything doesn't work now. We just do things differently in a way that happens to work for us. Yeah. We're a little bit more flexible.
Have to be.
We were always pretty flexible, but this is, I mean, you have to be flexible or you're not going to be full-time RVing.
Yeah. Or at least not the kinds of places we're
going. At least you won't be happy about it.
Yeah. I mean, you could book campgrounds and stay at a certain campground for many months, and it would be like mini stationary trips, and it would be more controllable.
Like the KOA, yeah.
Yes.
We knew the KOA pretty well.
Yes, we did.
By the time we left. We were there for a year.
Yeah. So those are the main things we could think of that were working more when we're different, at least. None of them really don't work anymore. It's just that they're different now that we're on the road versus when we were stationary.
Yeah.
If you have a question for us regarding our now traveling life, boondocking, Airstream living, tiny living, anything, life on the road, please leave it in the comments below, because we are looking for future Tuesday Talk questions.
Very few topics are off limits.
Yes.
Very few.
If you're curious, let us know.
Yeah.
And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already.
I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see you next week.
Cool. We're going to enjoy the sunset.
Yep. Bye, guys.